All right, I think we are live. Are we live everywhere? It's not quite live on Facebook yet. Looks like we're live on YouTube, waiting on the Facebook to load. There we go. We're live on Facebook. Also, hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, just getting my second cardio session done. I got my workout done, got my first vlog done. We're going to go ahead and get this in. Let me get my Facebook profile also going, right? And then we'll be fully set, won't we? Right? We'll have everything up and going. So, in a triple stream here this morning. Nobody's viewing the YouTube yet. I might need to do a little quick share on that. All right? We might need to do a quick share to the community tab or something if we need to. But also, let me get my Facebook profile going. Elise Struthers says, "Hi, Jason. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Peppermint's in. Big up, coach." Okay, so if Peppermint's in, then we know it's hitting everyone's feed. I'm also streaming on both Facebooks. So I have my Facebook fitness page on the computer. Just put my second phone up so that we have the profile streaming. So let's get some fitness related content in. Quick warning though, guys, because we are streaming on Facebook also, not just YouTube. There will be no gear related discussion or things like that. We don't do any sort of drug talk. So I'm not going to offer you guys any advice on testosterone or anabolics, and FYI. We got to keep it pretty PG-13 with Facebook also. Kind of a big deal. The walk-in vlogs, I can be a little looser with some of that. But not so much with Facebook, especially with all my Facebooks. So I have to be very careful with what I say, right? Because my profile and my page are doing. Would you ever bring back the breakfast chats? No. I hated doing those. I've said many times, Lee, I did those because fans repeatedly asked. I did it for a short period of time. I found them really awkward and uncomfortable. And number two, I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat till noon, at least every day. So there'd be no real breakfast. Not a breakfast chat. So that's a big deal. Plus, because I get such a limited fasting window, I want to enjoy my food. I want to savor every bite of my food. If I'm talking and interacting with people, I don't get to enjoy my food either. So it's like, I do it for $1,000. So I don't want to say never. Like if you paid me $1,000 to eat on camera, I totally do it one time. But outside of that, probably not. You can hit me up on OnlyFans if you want to pay commission to watch me eat. So just an yeah, you can see Peppermint's right. Says, yeah, if you watch those old breakfast chats, you can see how uncomfortable it was. And I'm normally really comfortable in front of a camera. The eating was just really awkward. Just a weird thing for me. I didn't enjoy it. So as I've said many times in these, I will never do them again. I feel like it might be the same two people asking. All right, what else we got going on? Hey, Lee, hit the like button at least, by the way. If you're going to be in here asking questions, hit a like for me. Someone actually bought some of the coffee on the Amazon list from the last stream, by the way. I checked it. He really did. So he bought me some of the Pete's coffee. All right, but let's get more fitness-related stuff. That's good, mate. Stick to the things you enjoy. Exactly. I haven't done the vlog yet either. I need to record it. I'll probably try to get it between a couple of these lives, right? When you get a couple lives. I want to make sure I get lots and lots of cardio in. So again, we want to get the swoosh down. I feel like I'm a little watery around the waistline this morning. So I'm sitting at 211 instead of 210. So I think we'll get a whoosh by the end of the week and it'll probably tighten up. I think if I keep the diet tight, keep all this fasting cardio way up, we'll be good. All right. It'll be really good. So yeah. But do we have anything actually fitness related? We're 4 minutes in. We have not had a single fitness related question or comment in any way. This is a fitness channel, by the way, guys. Oh, Giovanni says, no. Yeah, Giovanni, I'm not even going to address that necessarily. I mean, you can go check it out if you're interested, but I haven't made any content there in a while. It's literally nothing up on it lately. I mean, it's old stuff is still there. Yep. But Giovanni, if you got any other fitness related stuff, let's jump into that. Again, this is all fitness related stream. Since I'm streaming on YouTube, also, I don't do anything non-fitness related when I'm streaming YouTube. We have those topics as secure on it. Jason, we talked about peptides. What is your take on them? Can't do drug questions. I'm also on YouTube, so we don't answer PED questions. But I mean, realistically, Lee, in this era, very briefly, there's no point in peptides. Growth hormone is so cheap these days. All these other peptides are more or less worthless, really. They're just overpriced knockoffs. We live in a different world in 2025. You know, what are you even seeking to get out of them? Just saying, guys. But I guess it depends on how hardcore you are with everything. But in all honesty, the majority of what people would really want to obtain who want to use anything, a very small amount of testosterone and a small amount of growth hormone would give most guys all the results they ever want. You know, if you're not trying to be a mass monster, someone, though, but they may or may not. If you have a shoulder injury, yeah, some growth hormone can help. BPC 157 can help, you know, but not the oral one so much. You need to go buy the actual injectable peptides. I mean, you can actually get them in clinics, so that's not even technically illegal drug talk because I didn't tell you go to the black market or the gray market for them. There are testosterone clinics that'll prescribe that stuff for those purposes, you know. So for minor injuries, obviously it costs more than the black market. But we had a little bit of a viewership on YouTube. It died out to nothing. Peppermint, are you still in here? Oh man, I was hoping it'd be good. I felt like a decently strong walking stream. This one may not be kicking out there much. Thank you, Jason. You're welcome, Lee. So we're 7 minutes in and we have had one question. Anything fitness related, and it was about drugs. So, nothing happening on Facebook. Y'all are killing me today. Yeah, I'm here. Coach is concentrating on paper and reading. Have you on in the background? Awesome. Good to hear. You know, I guess I'll just chat then because, sorry, I can't be more active. It's all good, Peppermint. At least you're in here. So I guess since no one's going to ask questions, we're getting lots of posts. We're just not on topic. I guess if no one's going to discuss stuff, I'll discuss my training vlog a little bit from this morning. I went ahead and did training maxes on the big three. I went ahead and just let's hit my dad bod strength standards for singles and then do all my bodybuilding work. I felt like, I don't know, I did chin-ups today instead of pull-ups. I feel like I need to stick with just pull-ups and just do curls, right? Because honestly, I get better back out of the pull-ups. And quite frankly, when I do a close grip pull-up, I feel just as much bicep as I do on the chin-up anyways. So I could just do curls after that. I could literally live on barbell curls afterwards. But really, yeah, I wanted to do some singles today on the big three. So I came in and just did easy training maxes, you know, as long as we're at least 90%. And then did all my rep work. So, you know, weighted dips, weighted chins, some barbell curls. So I did them an easy bar day. I'll probably stick with a straight bar next time. Pullovers. I went heavy on pullovers with calf raises. I did a set of reverse hypers. The pullovers, though, I've decided I'm just going to go really heavy on them and build the strength up with the plates. You know, it's like, yeah, it's a little awkward using 245s, but if I can get those to sets of 20, I feel like I'm as big as I need to be in those areas and just work range of motion. But I got sets of 10 with 90 pounds of plates pinched together on pullovers. I just pinch a pair of 45s and do them now. And it still feels better than trying to use a barbell to go heavy. But it's also, yeah, I'm going to be limited to about 90 pounds. But again, if I get to a point where I can do sets of 20 with 90 pounds on 2 plates, isn't that sufficient? I mean, are we not in a really, really good place in terms of those muscles? How would someone get better, stronger at pull-ups, is what Lee asked. I want to use them as a primary movement. My current volume is low. I've started adding them in and just doing lat pull downs. I don't think lat pull downs is necessarily your solution. If you can't get much weight on them, you need to get leaner. Lose some body fat, number one. Number two, you could also do them with reverse bands. Number three, do rows. I think just doing barbell rows. Barbell rows will make you strong at pull-ups. Okay. I took a long time off from doing pull-ups and came back really strong at pull-ups just from doing rows. So just do barbell rows until then. And as you get stronger on the barbell rows and you get a better body composition, you'll be good at pull-ups, you know. But you definitely train them as a full range of motion pull-up the best you can. What is this guy? Hey, dude, the dude talking to me advertising in my thing, I am not going to. No one's going to buy your services. He's spamming in my Facebook. Shane, what's up, Shane? Powerlifter Shane is in here. Shane, I'm streaming on all three platforms at the same time right now. So I got YouTube, Facebook page, and Facebook profile all going at once. But if you got questions or comments, man, I will be more than happy to answer them here. So if you got anything or comments, questions, whatever, post them up. I'll read them out and discuss them. All right, back over to the YouTube. I've scheduled a barber row for my next upper day coach. Wow, that is disrespectful. I thought Facebook guys, no, they are. No, the guy's advertising his services. It's a spammer. One of these guys selling his goofball services is spamming. That's okay. I still get paid for it. Tell the trolls lots of people buy your services. I don't think that guy's a troll. He's whatever offering his SEO optimization and stuff. He's not a troll. He's a scam artist. And I don't think these guys realize no one's going to buy their services. Americans do not buy these sort of services from people overseas, and yet they contact us nonstop. They're completely oblivious to the fact they'll never make a sale to an American. It will not happen. Like, we don't buy these services, and especially not in the fitness niche. So I don't know why they think that they're going to do that. So I guess they just spam all of us with it. And there's nothing on the Facebook profile today, though. Everyone's just kind of watching, chiming in. So all my questions are on the fitness page and my YouTube. For those who are unaware, I'm triple streaming. For anyone who doesn't know that, I'm streaming 3 platforms at the same time while I do my bike cardio and ride my bike. I try to get hours of list cardio in right now on my cut. We're trying to lean out, so I do it all fasted. No, people on Facebook are somewhat behave. He's a scam artist account who sell their whatever services. Yeah, SEO optimization is a dead industry. I agree, Shane. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do, right? All right, anybody else on YouTube? YouTube's a little slow in this one. We had a really good walking stream this morning. It's a little slower though now for some reason. I don't know why, but it is. Okay, I'll do a meme post to some groups while I wait for some questions in a second. All right. Might as well make sure we post something every hour to 10 groups. All right, YouTube, nobody's got a questions. Yeah, Shane, you're absolutely right. No one does SEO optimization anymore. All right, so back over to the YouTube. See what anybody's got. A bunch of comments, but no other questions. Well, I'm glad you're doing the barbell rows there, Peppermint. I pretty much just live on pull-ups and deadlifts at this point. As much as I like barbell rows, I don't personally need them. My back gets as wide as I need it to get from pull-ups. It gets thick from deadlifts. Rows are really a good middle ground between the two because it does work lats and the upper back and everything fairly well. You get a lot of thickness. To the point I don't need to further overdevelop any of that personally. And to be fair, And a lot of people don't want to hear this. The average guy out there who just wants to get in shape could probably build most of his upper body off weighted chins and weighted dips. Most dudes will still be better, get better than they get off all the machine stuff everyone has them doing. It's kind of like why the other day I put out one of those. I'm going to do more of those templates, I think, peppermint. I'm going to do more of those templates, by the way, to where I do those full body templates and the people, and I may put them into an ebook eventually. I think that might actually work to where people have different full body workouts they can plug in using a lot of the other old school stuff. But that one I put up to where the super squat stuff, where you do a Widowmaker squat and followed by a 20 rep pullover, then superset weighted chins or pull-ups and weighted dips to failure for 3 sets and you're done. That's a better workout than most people are out there doing. And it's 50, 60-year-old type stuff. People did these sort of workouts back in the day and did just fine. You know, or the same thing, if you wanted a little more powerlifting type oriented, you could come and hit a heavy squat, bench, deadlift, and then do your other work. Like I did today. I hit a heavy single squat, bench, deadlift, then went to my weighted body weight stuff. Did some calves, some biceps, some pullovers. All right, called it a day. Although I'm going to start living on more and more and more curls. I'm just going to keep pushing curls up. It's really, I need bigger biceps at this point. As I get leaner, more bicep is the best thing I could possibly have. As I get the waist smaller and smaller. All right. I feel I do more push than pull. First responder says, "Hey coach, what's going on, first responder? How you doing, brother? Got any fitness related questions?" Hit that like button for me, by the way, since you're in here. Mm-hmm. We just get rid of him. All right. Nothing happening on Facebook. So yeah, I think that's going to be kind of a plan eventually. Just start putting out individual full body templates, and people could run any one of them 3 days a week, or they could mix and match them. I think that would be a good viable ebook long term. You know, as we get back into the old school type training. You know, but yeah, most guys could really do less training than they think they need. And that's the crazy part. How many of these evidence-based guys push these crazy high training volumes, and none of them are even big or jacked? It's interesting. And I saw someone who's on my own social media, who's been following all this stuff, who still pushes all this 30, 40 sets of body part, and he's doing it himself, and he's still like novice lifter size, and he's got a certified trainer and everything. And it's like, what are you doing this much work for? And it's like, I have clients who do 6 sets a week per muscle group, train 3 days a week, and they're bigger and stronger than you, and they're drug free. And you're a full-time trainer. It's like, dude, come on. Like, what are you guys doing? You know? And I'm not saying higher volumes can't work, but it just seems like they just do endless jump volume with no intensity. And the reality is, I could take guys and do pull-ups, pullovers, dips, and squats 3 days a week and still get them bigger and stronger than these guys. Obviously, there's not enough posterior chain there, not enough hamstring, but that aside, you know. So you have to wonder, what are these people even doing? I feel like they just do too much endless isolation work that they're not even going hard on. It's too many cables. And that's what shocks me, is how many of these guys I see who you're like, where there's just still no size. And I get it, machines and cables and stuff work tension is tension, but some of these really high volume evidence based guys, I'm just like, where is the muscle? Like you guys put a t-shirt on and you completely disappear. You know? And yet they're so adamant about their methods. Oh wait, now we got Shane in here. Shane, I've got chest today, going to try and take the 275 AR state record in the bench press for reps. Nice. I'm at 22. So you're talking about you're up to 20 reps with 275. Nice. I do 5 warm-up sets of four sets of my strength movement for the chest. Okay. So we have the 4th set. I'm going to do 5. Yeah, so you're doing those rep challenges. So are those based on weight class, or are they just based upon the weight? Like there's a max reps with each given weight, like 275, 315, and so on. That's something that y'all are doing in that one thing in that strength sport. I haven't followed that. But I know you do pretty crazy reps with 315. Once you do something like 15 reps with that, Shane. He's had an injury, so he can't deadlift and stuff due to a hand injury. Yeah. Strong dude. My most ever I've ever got was 8 reps of 315, and I was heavier than I am now. Age, division, weight class, and then reps is 5 pound rounded up over your weight. Okay, gotcha. All right, makes sense. Well, that might be pretty easy if I cut down lean, right? What if I go down and have to do 190 pounds for reps? Ooh. Right. At 350 max reps of 16. I'm at 13 now since I've cut down the strength expo to set all 3-time records. Nice. What federation is that, Shane, that's doing that? Is that the SPF or is that someone else who's doing this? Peppermint says, Coach, when I watch lifters online, they seem to do way more warm-up reps than me. I only do a couple. Is it necessary? No, I don't do much warm-ups. I don't need warm-ups. I need like 3 warm-ups to even hit a max, like reps. I just don't, I don't get why guys do reps to warm up for under a max. I've never understood that. I've never understood the point at all. You're just fatiguing yourself. Do singles. Shane says, yeah, I lost strength fast on a cut. SPF has it. NPL is talking about adding them since I have started making them a little more popular. Nice. Good stuff, Shane. All right. Very little happening on the profile. It may cut me off there too. I got to always hit the button. But yeah, as far as the question about warm-ups, a lot of people do lots and lots of warm-ups. I don't know why they do so many. I've hit elite lifts doing minimal warm-ups. I've done 3 reps to warm up for 600 plus pound deadlifts before. Just fine. Like even when I did that 635 on camera, I think I only did like 3 reps before that. Coach, do you have any concerns about AI being able to generate well-structured workout programs, including balance splits? And I'm not really, Michael. I don't worry about it that much, honestly, because coaching is still going to be coaching. People are still going to want to listen to people who are coaches. They're still going to need accountability. I don't think coaching is ever going to fully die out, or information or any of that, right? But using that logic, then we could just say that no one's ever going to need any service at all because AI will take over everything. But then we get to a point that if no one needs jobs, then I guess we don't need money since AI machines do everything. I mean, at a certain point, you just go to, we just bankrupt the whole world. No one has a job. So who's buying? No one can buy anything, even including the AI. So yeah. But people, they're over reliant on AI. It's not that good. Like people seem to rely on AI for things they shouldn't, and it's not always producing good information or good viable solutions for a lot of stuff. That's problems with it. Also, did you see that study on people who do use too much AI, even Chat GPT, their own brain activity goes down? Shane says, I hurt without warm ups all those years in minor league football, concerned with decent arthritis. So, yeah, fair enough, Shane. I just don't need a lot of warm ups personally. I don't feel that I've ever benefited from a lot of warm up sets. And for me, warm ups tend to be very, very low rep if I do them, as I do them. The secondary exercises, I don't bother. Squat, bench, and deadlift, sure, but I'm not going to warm up for a weighted pull up or a weighted dip after I've already done squats or benching. I just, I'm doing 8+ reps, whatever. I still warm up for that. It doesn't seem to matter for me. I don't hurt though, I've kept my joints and tendons overall in pretty good shape. Again, obviously, I'm not going to take a 500 squat without warming up. I'm going to do some ramp ups. I'm going to do a 225, a 315, so on. I'm going to do a 405 before I get under 500 for a single. Peppermint says I do the same warm up 1 rep and then get within 50 pounds of the max in 1 rep. Yeah, that's usually how I do it. Then again, that last meet, I took my opener without a warm up. I just walked out and pulled over 500 pounds and then went for a state record on my second rep, a second pull. And then I missed my third. I went to break my own state record and I couldn't get it past the knee. But I already had the state record. I'm like, let's go up 20 kilograms and just go for it. I thought I was going to get it, but it was just fatigue, right? Overall fatigue from the meet. Changes my flat bench warm up is bar for 30 reps. Also memory for rep form, 135 for 6. Yeah, I'd never warm up that extensive. So this is what Shane does. 135 for 6, 185 for 3, 225 for 3, 275 for 1. That's a lot. So even for me, last time I did a 365 bench, I think I did some reps with the empty bar. I did 135 for 1, 225 for 1, 315 for 1. And I hit 365 for a 2-count pause. I knew I'd get it that day based on how the 315 felt like a warm up still. So I just did it. All right. The opener is the warm up. So yeah, on the deadlift it was for my last meet. So Peppermint says, I always respond to that AI thing in jobs. What is the AI making the people will be able to buy in a technological takeover? Right. Yeah, I don't think AI is going to write particularly good training programs, honestly, in my opinion. I just don't see this really being a thing personally. It's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. Yeah, the opener is the warm up. Yep. Vlad says, want to max deadlift and squat during cut, yay or nay? I mean, you can. I hit heavy singles today, Vlad. They weren't 1 rep maxes. They were just training maxes. If you feel that you're able to do them, you can go for it. But I mean, I wouldn't grind out too many true all out maxes in a serious cut. But on a slow cut, probably fine. Dean's in here. What's up, Dean? How you doing, brother? So I guess it's dependent upon your goals and what you're doing, honestly. Hey, Michael, given that the average person who coaches isn't intelligent enough to write a good program, I just don't see AI doing it particularly effective anytime soon. Right? The average personal trainer with 1 year of experience can't write a program to save his life. It's even decent 99% of the time. And I don't think AI is necessarily smarter. I don't see it happening particularly effectively anytime soon. I see people with PhDs in exercise science who can't even write a good program. Who are producing small, weak clients who are small and weak themselves. So I don't know. I remain highly skeptical. Plus, AI is still not giving them the accountability of coaching. Shane says, can I have your joints? Right. But don't forget, I compete with reps, so that's not even much for me. Right. True. So those warm-ups are not really fatiguing you, Shane. They're not really particularly fatiguing. At least in comparison. All right. I might shut down the one stream in a second. I don't need that open. Hit like for Coach. Tell them. Time will tell, brother. I mean, Michael, time will tell. But I mean, if we get to a point where AI is doing a lot of things that people are worried it's going to do, what is anyone going to do for a job? You know, are humans just going to be refined to manual labor at that point until they build machines to replace that? Because it seems like everyone's like, oh, AI can do all this stuff to replace all of your thinking and everyone's experienced jobs. And it's like, if that's the case, then no one has a job unless you're just digging a ditch or turning a wrench. You know, if we're at a point where AI is capable of programming and coaching, being a full-time coach for people, no one has a job. Like literally no one has a job other than what you physically can move and do. So you have to understand that that's what you're talking about. The ability to replace a coach with 10 or 20 years of experience as a coach with programming and all the interpersonal stuff, when AI reaches that point, nobody has a job other than the guy digging the ditch. Right? But you're right, time will tell. So I'm going to end the profile and turn it into a reel, and then I'll keep chatting with you guys. All right. Shane says on YouTube, when I want to make single overhead press, my warm up is 135 for one because of 225. My opener is 240, and the second 240. Nice. Hold on, let me get this. So you're going to try to hit 260 on a strict press. Good old man, self-proclaimed juicer, started to get really close to cat behind me. It's nice to take these records. If I live to average age expectancy, I've got 26 years left on the planet. Shane, you got this, dude. I wouldn't even worry. All right, I wouldn't even worry, homie. Set that phone down. How old are you right now, Shane? Because I'm turning 49 later this year. You're close to my age range. I know we're pretty similar. Dean said, how was the workout? The workout was good, actually. I feel like I should have done more curls. I feel like I should have done pull-ups instead of chin-ups, and I should have pushed 4 sets of curls. Because I did 3 sets of chins, and I did 3 sets of curls, and I did 1 set of banded curl. I'm like, I really need more. I got to just double down on all the bicep work. Otherwise, the workout was good. I did a training max on squat, bench, and deadlift, weighted chins, weighted dips, some calves, pullovers. I did my pullovers with 90 pounds of plates today. Those felt good. Pull-ups over chins for back. Well, just to make sure I get the back, because honestly, I don't feel like I'm getting more bicep from the chins, but I'll get more forearm from the pull-ups. I feel like I get probably a better back stretch, better back mobility, improvement, better shoulder health. Makes sense? Mickey says, was watching an old Big Lenny live stream, Rip, and he said your knowledge to bodybuilding was second. I know he's recommending your videos to the maniacs. Awesome. I do know he did say that. I remember Lenny did actually, was quoted as saying, one time I heard it, someone sent me a thing where he said, you really can't go wrong with training information from Jason, which is fair. I appreciate that little shout out, I'm 50 in 3 months. 50 to 55 records are dismal. Going to take them all. We should do some meets together one day, Shane. Hey, Shane, shoot me some DMs, some private messages. I can discuss some stuff with you that I don't want to necessarily discuss in public. I might give you a call one day and let's chat. Yeah, Dean, I don't know. I just feel that I get more out of the pull-ups. When I do those really close grip pull-ups, they feel like a bicep movement anyways. So I almost feel like I think coming workouts, just going back to the pull-ups, doing strict, barbell curls with a barbell, maybe some incline curls, and then finishing with bands. My biceps really, I'll probably get the most work. I'm going to just turn into a curl junkie pretty much. While I'm doing this cut, because really my biceps just need to come up, right? No matter what I'm doing, as I get leaner, I need more arm at this point. It will only help me in terms of my look. The shoulder press currently, no, it doesn't hurt at all. I just can't lock it out. It looks like an incline press, and I'm locked incline no matter what I do with it. There's no pain at all. Like there's zero discomfort. It's just that I can't lock a broomstick out, let alone a barbell. So I could stand here and do a bunch of half reps with 135, I guess. And then everyone goes 0, 0, 0. So it's kind of like, I don't know that there's a point. But there's no pain. I just don't have the range of motion, which is another thing I do feel like the pull-ups with that close grip will help me get that return of that range of motion eventually. So I don't know why I did chins. I started doing, I'm like, I'm just going to do chins instead of pull-ups. And then I regretted it by the third set. I'm like, I could have just done overhand grip pull-ups all the way, chin over the bar. But, we still did a pull-up variation. That's my regret from today's vlog. Otherwise, I was really happy with the workout. I just did really easy training maxes, just hit my dad bod strength standard. Because I was worried, how bad is my squat going to be after all this cutting and that fatigue on the rep work? And I threw 405 on the bar and just high barred it deep with no problems. It went up really easy, and I just stopped there. I did like a 2-second pause, flat back 315 bench, held it a couple seconds, easy 500 down. So I just did the dad bod strength standard for singles, and I did all the bodybuilding work after. Right. Share my private message. Yeah. Right. So Shane, message my page here with it so that I can add you to my normal friends list on my profile. So send me a private message with a link to it, to here, and then I will add you to my friends list. Because we chatted in the past on here, but it's like I can't private message your page from my page anymore. We did have a good conversation on there. I don't know what happened. Well, Dean, I feel it's not going to regress because the movement doesn't go higher and higher. Like it doesn't seem to affect it. That's not really how it works. I mean, I can get the same movement pattern with the pull-up. So the joint is still going through the same range of motion, but under any type of load, even just pressing up instead of stretching, like I can stretch into the position, with a pull-up, but I can't move my arms into an overhead press, even with just my arms or a broomstick. Like I can't lock it out unless I have something to physically stretch, like my body weight, to pull the joints into that. It just won't do it. So I feel like more and more, I do need to do the pull-ups. I feel like they'll help. Pullovers will help, all of that. More dead hangs. Peppermint says, very good information on BSI lifters coach. Thank you, Peppermint. And I think we need to take that serious. So people will try to pull this, well, no, it doesn't matter. It's like, no, it does matter. We can't claim it doesn't matter. So I would honestly say, can we move lifters up a category? And I think that's reasonable, to where you could take them one step further on the slide. So the overweight category, if you're a really serious lifter and you're lean, is still very, very healthy. But is the obese healthy? Right? Which I'm technically still 10 pounds into the obese for my BMI. And it doesn't matter how much muscle I have. I could look at that and say, is that healthy? Probably not ideal for longevity. So I really do need to be under 200 pounds and to just stay there, right? At 48 and still hitting the weight, also eating super clean, how old do you actually feel at 48? I don't have a comparison, Michael, because I don't know what other people feel like at different ages. I don't have a comparison. But I know right now, I woke up with no pain in my body. I woke up fine. I woke up alert, had my coffee, came in and trained and hit those numbers just fine, and then did cardio. I feel okay, but I don't have a comparison. So since I don't know what the average person feels like at 40 or 48 or 50, I have no metric to compare. But I know that I don't hurt. I woke up with morning wood and no pain in my body. So I don't know how that compares to, how old I'm supposed to feel. So I don't know how we would quantify that. I don't know. What am I supposed to feel like at 40? What's the average person feel like? Or should we argue that they should be feeling like I feel, that should be normal? Like I feel like it should be normal for a guy to wake up at 48 with morning wood, no pain in his body, and to bench, squat, and deadlift 3, 4, and 5 plates, just eat just fine, and just bang out some weighted chin-ups afterwards. What's the problem, guys? So maybe that should be the norm. And if it isn't, then why isn't it? What are we doing? Right? So, but I mean, I can tell I'm in my 40s. Like, I don't feel like I'm in my 20s. Let's put it that way. Like, we can tell. And that's something I and a lot of people, we kind of laugh about when I get people who try to hate on me for whatever at my age. And I'm like, they really think that there are people out there who really and truly think that if they're 48 or 45 years old, if they just go on some TRT training and everything's going to be just like it is in their 20s. All the guys who are over 40 are probably laughing. These guys act like that. They really act like, dude, that's just an excuse. Like, this is you train. You should look like Bob Paris. You should be benching 500 pounds. What age would you say is your physical peak? I have no idea. I have no idea how to even quantify what age was my physical peak, Shimmer. I don't know. Where do you think my physical peak was? I don't know, maybe 23. 24. I could run 10 miles. I could get up and run 10 miles. That age, I was running 5 miles before the sun came up every single morning, like straight up just running it. Now, I wasn't jacked or strong, but I don't know. How do we define that? I was never tired. I didn't need to take naps. As the saying goes, Coach, he says, I don't understand how every 23-year-old is not just a monster. Like, to have that recovery, to have the recovery that a 23-year-old has, I don't see how all these 23-year-olds who work out aren't benching 400 pounds without drugs. I just don't get it. Like, you guys have it so easy. The biggest difference, at 23, your body adapts to everything you do so fast, right? Your recovery is like instantaneous at 23. If they just trained hard and quit eating the junk food and quit drinking alcohol and ate clean diets, dude, like I remember being 23. Dean says, you're still peaking every year, Coach. That's the mind, but that is the mindset we need, Dean. We need to keep getting better every year. That needs to be our mindset. But yeah, needs to be our mindset. Your delts are getting good size. No, I'm just losing body fat. My delts haven't grown at all. I'm just getting leaner as I'm stripping fat now. It creates the illusion of your delts getting bigger. 26, hoping to peak in my 30s. There you go. How about you just keep peaking there? Keep going. Yeah, dude, 26, man. Oh my God. Just the way you recover from everything. As long as you don't do stupid stuff, like literally all you have to do is not ego lift, right? Not do dumb stuff, not put the barbell in your palms when you bench. Like, just don't do dumb things. And you just bounce back from everything at that age. It's magical. Like literally, that's all you guys have to do at your age is just not do stupid stuff. Don't bounce the bar off your chest. Actually stack your wrists. Don't hit your deadlifts. Don't bend your elbows when you deadlift. Like, it's so easy. Carlise, we don't discuss any of that here right now, but that's okay. I appreciate it. But let's stick to fitness. Thank you, as much as possible. All right. Man, to be 26, all right? Like all my younger lifters, when they get hurt, it's because they do something dumb. That's it, every single time. Coach, will you ever go back to doing podcasts like the other content creators? I could be out again, maybe one day. I got to have some changes in my personal life first, which again, we don't discuss here. All right. I hit my best total at 24, but still trying to improve. Just keep improving, Shamar. Nothing to do it but to do it. Right? So just keep working. I mean, you're 26, dude. Just keep making progress year after year after year. Keep your diet clean. Don't get fat. That's the best advice to younger guys. Drop all the stupid getting fat stuff. Just stay lean, make lean gains, eat clean, don't drink alcohol, avoid recreational, don't smoke weed. Just avoid all these things and your gains will be really, really easy. Right? Don't ego lift. Smooth sailing. I've been on since 2023. Awesome. Keep going with that. But if you need coaching, Shamar, I have coaching slots open. I also do consultations if you need individual help. That is what I technically do for a living. Because YouTube don't pay the bills on me. So hit me up. All right. This one's at 50 minutes. Making pretty good time here. I almost feel like with some of this, I could go work on some other stuff real quick and come back and do another. Yep. And what do you mean great to? In this economy, you have to. You talking about great to? Dude, in this economy, it's not even optional now. But it should. I hope the economy picks up. It should. Yeah, let's put that vibe out there, man. Wealth and prosperity for everybody. That's the vibe we need to be having. Can you dig it? All right. I can't. I do feel like this stream been a little bit slow though. Oh well. I thought the morning one was strong till I saw the total views. I was surprised because the peak views were relatively high. But it's all good. We need to get a man from the congregation. That's right. Can we get an amen from the congregation? Thank you, Jesus. All right. Yesterday was funny when you said, how do you achieve X, Y, and Z? And your response, everything, we don't get fat. Don't get it. I mean, really, Dean, it's true. They were asking all this stuff, and it's like, if you just don't get fat, there's like 7 different goals we could talk about that are all easier to obtain. It's easier to get a girlfriend if you don't get fat. It's easier to have a good physique if you don't get fat, you know. It's easier to not have heart attacks and diabetes if you don't get fat. Right? Yet how many of these lifters, I want to get fat? Why? You guys really think you're gaining more muscle because you got fat? Come on. Ridiculous. I guess it's because we're Americans, you know, we think we're supposed to be fat. So in our culture these days, everyone wants to dream of bulk. Yep. I mean, even all the physiques that everyone think are impressive all the time, they're just really lean. A lot of these guys are not even big. After you've been training for a while, I feel like bulks become kind of pointless. It's as a skinny beginner, sure, as a skinny beginner, but Shamar, do you need to get fat on those bulks? And I'm going to say no. Yeah, getting fat overrated for me since I never got stronger personally. It always looks sloppy, exactly. American culture glorifies eating junk all the time. Yeah, honestly. And we do it for every purpose. We do it to celebrate. We do it to self-soothe. We do it as like, we build everything around just eating junk. If you feel sad, eat some junk. If you achieve something as a reward, eat some junk. It's like we built a horrible culture around that. Gustav says, yeah, Dean, he's asking, do you recommend my coaching as someone who did it for a while? You know, you never need to get fat, but if you're like 6 foot, 140, sure, but you're going to need to gain muscle, but you'll gain muscle. If you're 6 foot at 140 pounds, you could stack on nothing but lean muscle really quick. Because an emaciated person can gain muscle, not just from their training, but literally from being underweight too. They're double downing, right? They're gaining the muscle their frame should have, plus the extra that they're getting from the lifting. So that's a little different. But the average, so when people say that, it doesn't remove the recommendations for the average guy to gain slow. Why? Because a 6 foot guy can technically gain muscle faster because they have a bigger frame. But what percentage of the population is 6 foot or taller in America? Let's set aside other countries that's really low. What percentage of the American population is actually 6 foot as far as the men? Anybody know? It's 12%. 1 in 8 guys. That's a pretty tiny demographic. What percentage of American men claim to be 6 foot? 30%. That was an interesting set of studies. So when measured, 12% are, but 30% believe that they are claimed to be. Yeah, it's 12%. So, you know, that's not necessarily good advice to give advice to 6 foot and taller guys to the majority. especially when you get lots of guys chiming in who are 5'6" or 5'7". There's going to be more guys in that height than there are 6 foot, way more around the world. They shouldn't be gaining 3 pounds a month ever. They shouldn't even be gaining 2 pounds a month. So a 5'6" guy has no business gaining 2 pounds a month. Yeah, we can't give exact. You're asking me to do math while sitting on a live stream. So I'm not doing math on a live stream, but assume a little bit faster. So could a 6 foot guy maybe gain 1.5 pounds on their bulks? Sure. Per month. Yeah, perfectly reasonable. But a 5'6" guy, that's going to be mostly fat. He's just going to get fat. But their frame is dramatically different. 6 foot guys can get up to 200 pounds without being particularly fat eventually, without drugs. 5'6" guy will never be 200 pounds without being really fat, without steroids. So there's Dean's response as a former client. Yes, his coaching approaches are very reasonable, probably one of the most knowledgeable coaches, but be ready for a kick in the butt and tough love. I bust your balls. Yep. Gustav, no, they don't. And I'm not going to answer the actual specifics because if I read that out loud, it can be construed. So I'm not going to discuss training specifics for ethnicities verbally. But no, as a demographic, they get fat too easy. So the answer is no. That is according to studies. So actually, the answer is no, they don't need to be bulking up. So they need to lean bulk. Right? Yeah, that is a demographic that is very prone to cardiovascular disease and insulin resistance and gain fat easily if they're not careful. So absolutely not. That would be detrimental. That would be harmful advice to give that group, right? To tell them to be bulking up. You don't need to weigh 220 at 6 foot unless you're on steroids. To reach your potential, a lean 200 is crazy jacked at 6 foot. Yeah, appreciate the answer to him there, Dean. Appreciate you answering him. Right. So plug that into a fat-free mass index calculator, CMR, and come back and realize how, the possibility of being 15% or less body fat at 220 at 6 foot tall. I don't think so. Peppermint, go to a fat-free mass index calculator. I can't. Do you want me to go to one while I'm riding my bike, or do you want to Google a fat-free mass index calculator? Assuming a 24 is reasonable, and most guys will struggle to get to a 25. I don't know what's a 24 fat-free mass index with the body fat that you want. So plug it in. Very straightforward. Yeah, I don't expect to be. You're not going to be. 220 at 6 foot drug free. Are you completely natural, Shamar? So again, let's talk about health. Why can't you stay leaner and fitter and healthier instead of going up so that you reach other people's arbitrary potential? Yeah, I think when you start plugging fat-free mass indexes in with body fats, people get real shocked. They get real shocked at what stats come out as. And they're like, is this really natural? So what about all this guy who claims natural? Well, he's carrying an extra 20 pounds of muscle he shouldn't have if he's natural. Not that difficult. The people don't understand how good you will look. Like If you're at a 24 fat-free mass index at an actual 9 or a 10% body fat, you're going to have a good physique. Like, you take your shirt off somewhere, everyone's going to think you're jacked. So people forget that, even though they're like, wow, that way True Light just wants me to be 180 pounds. It's like, do you not understand that that if you're 180 with a 24 fat-free mass index at 9 or 10% body fat, you're going to look phenomenal to most people. You're going to have the best body in the room almost everywhere you go. All right. All right, guys, this is in an hour. I think I'm going to wind it down. Let me go ahead and end the Facebook first. So yeah, wind it down. So I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next time.